in any case, the part of the problem is that our current environment now allows arbitrarily large numbers of people to compile their sense of what is taking place in real time. People are on Twitter and elsewhere discussing what is taking place as it happens, as somebody says something. The interpretation of what they meant unfolds immediately.
Yep.
And that's very corrosive to the normal process of having a bunch of different opinions about what was said and what it meant and what that implies going forward, which would then force a discussion that would be at some level interesting. We've skipped the discussion and went straight to the knee-jerk interpretation. In this case,
Yes.
maybe it's two knee-jerk interpretations, depending upon, which Twitter you're paying attention to, right? Now,
What do you mean, which Twitter?
well, presumably there are two, for Americans, there are two Twitters, right? And you actually stumbled across this line earlier this week where somebody else stumbled across it into you, right? Somebody who lives over in Democrat Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
right? Post at some point, she's now deleted it, but she says,
yeah.
"Oh my God, I stumbled into a large number of people who think this woke stuff is off the rails. Who are they?"
No. Not just that. What she says. So this is, this is interesting, actually, right? So she's got a vested interest in keeping critical race theory alive, because what her business appears to be is running DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion trainings. And she tweets, there's a couple of them. We just lost our first client to Trump's order to forbid
CRT,
critical race theory training in federal organizations. I know I'm on the right side of the history, but I fear this being the end, something like this. And then she says, I'm running across a cohort of people that seems to be thousands strong, and it's a lot stronger than that, but seems to be thousands strong, who detest CRT, but also seem to be anti-Trump. Who are these people? Right? And so many people, myself included, responded and said, yes, we're here. And we're reasonable, and we're all across the political spectrum. But yes, some of us are indeed Democrats and always have been, and can't promise we always will be. But this is true. And please, would you listen? Would you be up for a conversation? I actually specifically invited her to talk if she was willing, and she deleted the tweet.
Yep. And that, I would point out, is a perfect analog for what happened throughout the Evergreen riots, where progress could be made with an individual very briefly, but it wasn't durable because they would get pulled back to something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So anyway, tragic that she sort of discovered this land of people that didn't fit what she'd been told the enemy looked like, and then basically burned the bridge. I mean, it's metaphorical, but almost literally burned the bridge so she couldn't get back there by deleting the tweet.
The original missive on Twitter, and it's a ridiculous platform, but seemed to suggest a curiosity.
Yeah.
An actual genuine surprise and an openness, because she had presumably been in one of these silos and really truly believed the headlines from WAPO and The Guardian and The New York Times and everything, that if you oppose critical race theory, you are a white supremacist. Those are the same thing. And no, that's not true.
Yeah. It reminds me actually of the young woman, I've described her situation before, who sought me out as I left the meeting, the nearly violent, now quite famous meeting at the top of the library building
at Evergreen,
right?
2017.
Sought me out, and basically her point, when other protesters attempted to shut down the conversation, her point was, no, I want to talk to him. Mm-hmm. And she actually says, Benjamin Boyce covers this very well on his channel. She actually says, he seems okay to me, right? I'm talking to him and he doesn't sound like what you're telling me he is. And then anyway, they recaptured her the following day.
Well, I'm sure she was made to sing many choruses of Star Spangled Banner and sign many loyalty oaths.
She was, in fact, forced to read a statement the following day at one of their rallies.